Hi, my name's Elizabeth Matthews, and today I'm going to talk to you about the role of a pharmacy technician. So, in retail pharmacy, people tend to assume that pharmacy technicians are simply glorified cashiers. Today, I'm here to inform you all of what actually goes on behind the scenes in the pharmacy. As a lead pharmacy technician, as a lead pharmacy technician in retail pharmacy, I speak from experience when I say that it is absolute chaos from morning to night. Assuming that you ever get sick and need medications, the pharmacy technician is there to assist you. Maybe your insurance didn't cover your prescription, but the technician noticed and they put it on a savings card for you. Um, and when you got to the pharmacy, you didn't even realize your insurance wasn't covered, but you didn't have to worry about it because they already put that on a discount card and saved you money before you even knew it was a problem. So the pharmacy technician has a lot more to do with things behind the scenes that you may not have realized. A typical day in the pharmacy starts out with the phone ringing off the hook and cars lined around the building, at least in my pharmacy. Prescriptions coming in electronically and patients lining up to pick up and drop off prescriptions. And they say that they want their medicine now when you ask when they'd like it. It is the pharmacy technician's job to address any issues that might arise and to do as much as we can to fix a situation before it makes it to the pharmacist. So, as an example, maybe a patient brought in a prescription and the prescriber didn't put their DEA number on it and it's a controlled medication. As soon as this is noticed, we would call the prescriber's office and get all the information that we might need to ensure that the patient is not affected by this small mix up. We juggle this between taking care of other patients as they come to pick up their medications and filling other prescriptions of those who may be waiting in the store, as well as helping customers that are throughout the front of the store. And also, our store we do COVID testing, so it's really hectic. Um, so the patient comes back within the quoted time frame we gave them to get their prescription. They're usually blissfully unaware of anything that may have just gone on, anything that we did to ensure that they got their medicine. By paying attention to that small error on the prescription and addressing it before sending the prescription to the pharmacist was able to continue verifying prescriptions and consulting patients in the store. As a pharmacy technician in retail, I'm consistently berated by customers, so it is important to have thick skin and know how to stand your ground so that the pharmacist rarely feels the need to step in. There are patients that have come in cursing or crying in an effort to get controlled medications filled earlier than the federal law allows. Um, so it's very important that you have the knowledge of that. You have to stand your ground and be knowledgeable about the laws that are in place in order to prevent a situation where you're unsure and unable to give an answer to a patient. If you seem like you're unsure, they're not going to listen to you. As a technician, it's your job to enforce the laws and regulations that are in place, and you have to set boundaries with patients so that they know that you are there to keep them safe, even if that means that they're upset with you, because they're going to be upset. You have to have your pharmacist back when it comes to enforcing the rules, and that means having the knowledge and the skills to de escalate a situation on your own. So, to further support the pharmacist as a technician, you have to be flexible in what you are able to do, and you have to be okay with multitasking. If the phone's ringing, you get the phone. If there's a patient at drop off or pickup to get their prescriptions, that's where you should be. The list goes on and on. Basically, we walk around in circles all day. Um, and the pharmacist should not have to delegate for you to do their job. It's important that they're able to keep doing their job. And part of ensuring that you have a smooth workflow throughout the day is doing what you're supposed to be doing without being asked. As a technician, it's also important to want to do your job and have the compassion to help others. So, on to my next point, it's important to be well rounded in what you know as a pharmacy tech. Part of the responsibility of a technician is inputting prescriptions. It's imperative that you ensure everything you need is on the prescription. Make sure the doctor signed the prescription. You would not believe how much it happens that a patient comes in to drop off a prescription and the doctor didn't even sign it. You also want to make sure nothing seems to be forged. You also want to verify any allergies or conditions that the patient might have. It's important to ensure that when you're inputting the prescription, you're putting everything in correctly. This means making sure you've chosen the right person, the right drug, etc. Um, you want to be sure to notify the patient of anything that they were not expecting, such as a high price. Even with insurance, some of the medication can be pretty pricey. Um, And you also want to make sure you check to make sure that you have the medication before you even put the prescription in, because you want to give them the option to make sure that if they need their medicine, do they need it now? Can they wait till tomorrow for us to order it? It's important to communicate with the patients. Um, the next thing you'll be doing, you'll get the prescription ready for the pharmacist to verify, and keeping things neat and in order is very important. You want to pull the medication from the shelf, ensuring that it's the right drug, has the right manufacturer. You'll go through the process of scanning the medications through the computer, counting it out, putting it in the vial, and labeling the prescription. You'll stack the prescriptions in baskets in time order to ensure that the medications are being dispensed in time order. When it gets crazy, that's actually really useful. A lot of people don't think it's important. But for me, it's very important to me, because whenever it gets hectic, you don't want to be searching through baskets for a patient to get their medication. Because there are times that they'll get to the pharmacy and their medicine just needs to be checked by the pharmacist. You don't want to take that extra time digging through the baskets. Keeping everything in order helps you from having to do that, and also keeps a smooth flow. It's vital that you keep in mind why you are doing what you do, because it is a hard job and it can be very mentally taxing. For me, my why, I have a few different whys. Your why might be a person you care about that you can think of when a customer gets angry with you, to try to keep you level headed, to keep you to where you can relate to the customer. So, for example, you could picture your grandmother. Maybe she takes medications for her cholesterol or her blood pressure, something that's a maintenance medication. She has to have it on a daily basis to keep her at her healthiest. Would she be upset if she thought her medication was ready and was waiting in a long line at the pharmacy, and she got there to the front of the line and found out that her doctor didn't even call it in? Yeah, she's going to be upset. It's very important to try to relate to patients in some sense. Maybe the patient is having a bad day and they try to take it out on you, but you have to remember your why. You are there to help, and you should understand their frustrations. Your why may also be a patient who's encouraging and appreciates all that you do. We have a patient who thought that he might have cancer, but with his demeanor, you never would have known. He always came in. Well, he still comes in. He was always so patient and kind with us. He always tells us to take our time with his medications. He'll stand around and talk to us as we're doing our job. When he came in one day a few weeks ago, he was happier than usual, and he let us know that his test results came back and he wasn't sick. He didn't have cancer. He was extremely excited. And we asked him, with everything that was going on, he was always so kind and so patient with us. And he said he was enjoying life without a death sentence, and he didn't want anyone to treat him any differently. It tells you that patients who come in are just people. There's someone's why in life, and that patient specifically has become one of my whys in my job as a technician as well. Maybe your why is that feeling of a patient, or of a patient coming in to let you know that their loved one passed away, and you want to be the one who ensures that they stay on track with their medication. A lot of times when someone's relative passes away, they will try to go off track. They'll say, I don't care anymore. I don't need it. You really want to make sure that they know that they are important to you, and you want them to be healthy, and you want to make sure that they know how important it is that they stay on track for their medications. Um, Let them know that they are here for a reason, and you can become their why. So the purpose for that really is, you want to take care of patients the way that you would want someone to take care of your family member or loved one. Um, so in conclusion, being a pharmacy technician is hard work. We are responsible for keeping a smooth flow in the pharmacy, being well-rounded in what we do, and keeping focus on why we do what we do, so that we have a reason to keep going in the chaos that is working in the pharmacy. So pharmacy technicians are way more than just a cashier wearing scrubs. It takes hard work, dedication, and a strong character to last in the pharmacy.